Good morning, y'all, or as they say in Thai, Arun Sawat. Anywho, I just got off the train. Now I am on my way to catch the bus. Let's hope that the risk that I took yesterday will be all worth it. I gotta talk low because I'm on the bus, but I finally made it. It only took about 20 minutes. Yeah, so let's hope I get to the embassy okay. It says it should be about like it's a 49-minute ride. I guess I could listen to some music or something. So I cleaned out my purse, and one thing I took out was my poncho. And look at me now. Just look at that. It's about to rain. Lord God, please don't let it rain today. How beautiful are these flowers, by the way? Aren't they so pretty? This may have just been my experience, but the customer service here was 10 out of 10. They were so nice, and some of them even cracked a joke with me. It was very successful. There we go. I don't know, I was trying to kill myself trying to do this Laos thing, whatever. Border run, like what? Border run who? No. How embarrassing is this? You know these kind of shirts, the one that have like the crotch buckle? Usually I don't buckle them because it shows through. Sometimes it just feels too tight and all that stuff. So I just let it loose and just tuck it in my pants. Not knowing the bag came undone. I was walking around with that, like that. Nobody told me. I didn't know until I went to sit down and like pull up my pants, and it was sticking out. I was like, oh gosh, only you, Deborah. Has that ever happened to anybody? Let me know in the comments below. I don't know how long the flap was out, but your girl is a hot mess, okay? And I made a friend. His name is Andy. Hey Andy. And it was refreshing to meet somebody who's not a teacher, you know, someone who's actually making a living here. So he's from New York. I'm not gonna put his little business out there, but yeah. Oh, okay. It's hot as bananas. The whole process of me actually getting my extension on my, you know, USA entry into Thailand, it took me like an hour, maybe hour and a half tops, but not long at all. No hassles, no problem. So it's been a great day. We got that figured out now. So now let's see where my card is. God, please let my card come in time because I'm running out of money. I think I'm gonna wait till I get inside my hotel to talk about this because I don't want to cry. So as you guys know from my previous videos, I did lose my debit card, and I did take out a good amount of money out cash before I lost it. But unfortunately, my money was dwindling down to the point where now I'm like, oh my gosh, like I gotta cut back on what I'm eating. I wasn't like starving or whatever. It was just cool. Today, on the other hand, I was starving, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to get some food. If I get Burger King, I definitely don't have enough to stay for one night in the hotel. What am I gonna do the next day? And I'm like, oh God, like you did not bring me here to starve. You did not bring me here to be embarrassed. I'm gonna treat myself to Burger King, money or not. Like, God, you're gonna make a way. Like, I'm trusting that today you're gonna bring my card in. And at this point, it's like the packages and everything should have already came, I believe. So I'm like, oh, it's not coming today. But at the end of the day, it's like, God, even if it's not coming today, you're gonna have to make it come, because I'm taking myself out of faith to get this meal. I know I cannot afford to use this cash on this heavy meal, which is like almost 300 baht. 300 baht is not a lot, but when you don't have any cash left, it's like, you need to be eating 20 baht a day, okay? I sat in the place where there was the window section. I'll try to insert a clip if I didn't already insert it. I'm just watching everybody as they're having their everyday lives, walking around in their cars, on the motorcycles, all that stuff. Just watching, and I'm just like, wow, I'm so blessed. God, I thank you for the blessing that you have given to me in my life. I don't know, just sometimes you just need to take a moment to just appreciate what God has done and not focus on what's not happening at the moment, you know, because I could have just focused on what am I gonna do, what am I gonna eat, but it was just more like taking in the moment and just, you know. Then I saw this homeless guy. He was across the street, and I know the first thing I noticed was that he was barefoot. It was a very busy street. He sat in the middle of like a crossway area, and he ended up sleeping on the crosswalk, and people were just going around him, walking over him, and my heart broke, because it's like, dang, he is a human being, you know. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like, God, like, I want to be the good Samaritan. And how do I know, God, that this is not you testing me with your angels to see, am I still going to give when I don't have? And even minus the test, I'm just like, he's in a worse situation than I am. He's homeless. You can tell he hasn't showered in a long time. Like, you know, he's just really black all over, like dirty black, not like skin color black, but real petite guy. Like, you can tell he has not eaten in a while. So I was like, okay. I was like, God, I'm gonna give him a certain amount. I know for sure if I give this, like, I'm definitely screwed, but it doesn't matter, because if I can help somebody else, then there you go. So after I get up from Burger King, I'm walking, and the guy was still there. I tapped him, but he was sleeping. I woke him up, and I was like, Sawadee. He looked at me like, kind of like sad, like, why would you wake me up from my peace, my moment of peace that I'm having? And I just pulled out some cash and gave it to him, and he said, oh, he just kept saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And what I really wanted to say was, God bless you. I did quickly learn how to say it in Thai before I met him, but then I got there, I forgot. So much for that. So before I even gave it to him, I prayed over the money. I said, God, do something in this man's life. Now reality said, like, you know, I just spent the money on the food, I just gave away money that I don't need to be giving away, you know. And then sorry, I forgot this part. So when I was at Burger King, and I was looking outside, just watching everything, this song came on, don't worry about a thing, cause every little thing is gonna be all right. That came on, and I was like, I just started smiling, like, you know, I was like, you're right, God, everything's going to be all right. Like, it's going to be all right. So that's when I fast forward, and I crossed the street, gave the money to the homeless guy. Fast forward again, then Noi, aka Noe, she sends me a message of a picture of my package, and my heart just like, I just wanted to cry, because for me personally, it was just a reminder of how awesome God is. Because for me, it's just a reminder of how awesome God is, because I literally had nothing left at this point, and he made a way that, like, I was able to get an extension on my entry in Thailand. I was able to get my favorite food here, one of my favorite things to eat here in Thailand. I was able to bless somebody. I was able to get cash. I was able to extend my stay now. It's just like, and obviously going to the immigration, I had to take the transportation and stuff like that, even though it may not have been much. It may not be much now that I have my debit card at hand, but when I didn't have it, every little dime, every little penny, every little coin meant so much. I had nothing left. When I tell you I had nothing left, I used all my money to a point where when I checked out, Noi gave me back my deposit so I can use it. because usually when I extend my stay, I'm like, oh, keep my deposit, I'm gonna check in again when I come back or whatever it may be. So they always keep my deposit. So for her to give it back to me, it just shows that like I just had nothing. And it was kind of discouraging, but I had to uplift myself to be like, you know what, no, Deb, God got you. Like, no matter what it looks like, he got you. I really am sharing this part of the journey because I want people to see how the journey really is. Like faith, I don't just wake up and just like that have faith. Like my faith is built up every time from different experiences. So I just want to encourage you today that whatever you're going through, God is always on time, okay? Listen to me. Just come here and listen. God is always on time, okay? Always. Everything that you go through is just to build character, is to build you, to increase your faith, to increase your relationship with them, to better your relationship with them. Just so many different things, to be a blessing to somebody else's life, you know? So I really hope you are encouraged by my testimony that I'm sharing with you guys today. Someone might be like, oh, that's just coincidence. Someone might be like, oh, that's just luck, or whatever you want to call it. For me personally, I call it faith. I call it the hands of God working in my life. That's why I'm able to have peace in the midst of my problems or my situations, because even if I don't have a solution, God would always have a solution for me, and he would have a solution for you. So until next time, thank you so much for watching.